this is Jay Lee. Hope all is well. I wanted to thank everyone for coming to our last UFO sighting event in August 30th over at Sequoia Park. We just had a great time. Jeez, it's been 6 months since we've all gotten together, and we're ready to go at this point. I just wanted to show you a little bit of our park that we have our UFO sighting events in. It's a beautiful place, and as usual, if you come there on a Sunday, these guys are finishing up playing soccer. I wanted to thank Fausto Perez and Jim Martin and Chris Wilson, John Graff and Ricky, Tamarin, all these people, big guns in the ufology area. I would say we saw about 25 to 30 objects this day. Some of them we could capture and some of them we couldn't. They seem to have kept their distance. So I would say most of the time they were very difficult to see. And occasionally I'd be able to capture them on my telescope. So there's a few of them that really stood out that I'd like to show you. So this first one I call a bubbler. Why do I call it a bubbler? Because, well, it like bubbles. It transforms in front of your eyes. I think most scientists would say that this is some sort of morphological aerostat. The only way you can tell that it bubbles is if you stabilize it. And I wanted to show you here. What really gave it away to me was that it had a half tether. Why would something have a half tether? You really got to examine the half tethers closely. As you can see, it's really far up there. It won't take you too long to realize that there's something weird going on with this object. And I'm hoping people can see that the bubbling on the surface of this object is not normal. The only other thing that I think was a little bit strange about this object was the fact that, even though it only had like a quarter tether, it was bent and curved, but it looked like, it's not dangling down like as it should. The other thing I noticed about this object, that it had some sort of a black dot on its belly. It's like a darker dot on its belly. It's very strange. Also noticed that the bubbling seems to be cyclical. It kind of turns off for a moment and then turns back on. If you didn't see this up close, you would have never noticed it. When we call and ask them to come to our location, one of the things I ask for is that they come low so we could see them. So one of the things that floated by maybe 300 feet above us was this object. This one was as flat as a pancake and went from one side of the sky to the other side of the sky. This is something that we've seen many times before, but at a higher altitude. One of the things that I've learned over the years is that balloons that have zero helium in it fall to the ground. Fortunately or unfortunately, my telescope was zoomed in on it from the UFO previous, so I wasn't able to get the shots that I would have preferred. But this one was amazing. I'm not sure if you noticed this watching the video, but it looks like this one's been torn open. Yet it didn't fall. The last one I saw that was flat like this was in the shape of a skateboard. It was reflective but didn't have a design like this. You can find it in my archived footage. Before I show you my last one, I wanted to show you some footage from my friend Jim Martin. Jim has modified his camera to pick up infrared. It's incredible to see some of the stuff that he's captured. We called for these things to come to our location, and it wasn't long before something like this showed up.
Where they go inside of, you sit there and just film, dude. We're about to go on.
This last one is exactly the same one that Jim had captured. I found this one unusual because I couldn't focus on it. And you notice with Jim's footage, he couldn't focus on it either. And I believe the reason why is because it doesn't have sharp edges. It's some sort of energy craft, like it's some sort of lightning in a bottle. I mean, if it was something like a plane, at least there'd be edges. This one obviously doesn't. It's almost like looking at the sun. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm going to finish up by just showing you some of the pictures that I've taken with some of the frames. So before you go, please like and subscribe to this channel. Please join LA UFO channel on meetup.com for all our latest news and upcoming events. Okay? I'll see you guys next time.